No one ever challenged me to have a definition of success that would match what God's idea of success would be. So I came at life with my own concept of what I thought to be successful as a man. You had to be 6 foot tall. Well, I made it to 5'11 and a half, and now I've probably dropped at least an inch because gravity's taken a toll on me. And so I didn't get it there. I thought success was having a hairy chest. Grateful that I have a wife that she doesn't really like hairy men. So I used to have one or two, but they fell out on me. So I didn't get to be a success there. Then I thought maybe I'd be a success if I was a great athlete. Well, I was never good enough to be beyond the average, and so I didn't find success there. So I came to Jesus, and God called me to be a pastor, so I figured, well, here's my place to be, finally to be a success. I had no idea what that meant or what it looked like. I was around other leaders that success to them meant big church, a lot of people, numbers, notoriety, being known, and so I set out on the course to be that kind of success. I about killed myself, my wife, our kids, and just trying to be a success. So God would pat me on the head and say, good job, son, good job. And in this journey of learning what is success, I had failure after failure after failure. And in those failures, God began to show me where success really lied. I began to reform what my definition was of what does it mean to be a successful believer. And for me, I came down to simply 2 words: be faithful. I felt like that to be a success wasn't to be a large church or to make a lot of money if you're in the business world listening. But for me, it was be faithful. Be a faithful man. Be faithful to my wife. Be faithful to God's calling. Be faithful to preach when you don't feel like it. Be faithful. Doesn't matter how big, whether people know you or not. But as years went by, the Lord expanded my definition of success. Not only God challenged me one day, he said, son, you're being faithful, and it pleases me. But I also want you to learn to be a faith-filled man. Not just a faithful man, but a man full of faith. In other words, I can do the duty and I can hang in there and be persistent and stand in the battle, not give up, not run, not throw in the towel, not be a quitter. I can be faithful, but not be filled with faith. And that filling with faith is where I can believe God for things that I could have never dreamed would have happened in my life. And I could have never dreamed that God could do in and through me. Don't limit what God can do in you, but come up with a definition. I want to live to stand before Jesus and hear him say, well done, my good and faithful servant. I want to live for those 2 words, well done. Now that doesn't mean I'm always going to do well. I make mistakes, I fail, I mess up. That's where grace comes in and he picks us back up. But what is the target you're aiming at? What is success for your life? I'd encourage you to come up with a definition that you could articulate, write it out, put it in your journal. Let God begin to design and teach you what's success in his eyes, because God designed you to be successful, but it's his definition, not ours.